Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. I am the Doctor. Well, we're back here at Nellis. We're back here at Loyal, and hopefully...
Really? So we may see our dream of flight soon?
The game will not freeze up this time.
It's going to be a dream come true once you've raised that bomber from Lake Mead.
Your plan worked. Plane floated up, seemed to be intact.
That's tremendous. I'll transmit instructions to the robots to start packing up the plane to bring it back to Nellis.
Wait, you have robots this whole time?
I just told you, the robots are going to handle it. They'll break the plane down into pieces and move it up from Colville Bay in one shot.
Are you planning to use diversionary tactics to draw their attention?
Exactly. We'll be shelling an unoccupied location in outer Vegas to get their attention elsewhere. By the time they realize they aren't under attack, the plane and the bots will be long gone. The kids wish we were shelling a real target, but Pearl thinks it's wise not to start up a war just as the lady has risen.
Well, I'm glad to have helped, I guess.
Hey, I'd better get rolling. Jack and I have a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, well, I guess I should go talk to Pearl about all this. But first, there is one thing I must do. While they are busy and distracted. Yes, I'm going to check their workshop for pencils. For all the good it is apparently going to do me. Well, now that we are beloved and esteemed of all, and since it is in fact the middle of the day...
Hi. I am La Phantoma. I will fly to the side of injustice.
I believe La Phantoma could use a rocket toy to enhance her flight.
La Phantoma needs no rocket. But this one is pretty awesome.
And this is another way you can win the kids over, or win over the boomers, is by talking to the kids and humoring them if you have high enough charisma, or if you have toys to give them. And yeah, I was not expecting to recover another pencil here, but you know... Every little bit helps. I wonder where the teacher is right now. Yeah, well. Anyway, having gotten a few more pencils for that quest.
Watch your step, sister. Hello, friend. How can Mother Pearl be of help today?
Well, I've spoken to Loyal. Your B-29 is on the way.
What you have done for us is a miracle, child. You have fulfilled the only dreams we ever had outside our walls. You are a trusted friend of us all. If there is ever a way for us to help you, child, tell me, and I will make it so.
Alright, and that just leveled us.
Later.
Alright, so... go ahead and max out science. And, you know, a little more into medical, a little more into energy weapons. Alright, well, with that done, I think we will go ahead and I'm going to try and explore a little bit westward of the Cassidy Caravan. And we're going to see about trying to trigger that conversation with Veronica to continue her personal quest. And looks like we've got some raiders coming up on us. Luckily, Fist deals with them quite easily. Oh, and I'm still wearing the mask, which, I hardly need it, but it is 2020.
You look excited.
Ooh, and the head went right off of that one up onto the roof. And it looks like the Legion Assassins chose this moment to try and attack me again. Mouse stuck there for a moment. Legendary assassin. And yeah, note how these raiders are very dirty looking and barely clad in their armor, and yet suddenly, the minute I strip them of their armor, they're wearing nice, practical, clean underwear. Oh, it looks like they gave me a helmet and jumpsuit of my own. Oh, and Eddie ran out of space. Well, okay, he didn't really run out of space, but I was not trying to get him to wear the armor, I was trying to get him to hold the armor. Okay, actually, he can't carry anymore. Well, yeah.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
Not quite, but yeah, you know, we really don't need the Raider armor at this point anyway. It looks like, yeah, the giant ants are back. And yes, the fire ants actually breathe fire because, well, why wouldn't they? Sounds like there's a firefight.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
And it looks like they won that firefight. Yeah, I guess I don't get karma for shooting them or killing them if they are not fighting back. Hey, El Rey Motel. Wonder if we'll run into El Rey from Leisure Suit Larry here. Probably not.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Still, it looks like there's some type of hostiles somewhere about here.
Yeah? Yeah? Come on! I've got your back.
Doing it in VATS seems to take a lot of the sport out of it, doesn't it? Okay, South Vegas Ruins East entrance. There's actually a few ways to get into this little area, but this is basically the no man's land raider territory. And why would I come here apart from the sheer joy of beating up raiders? Well, there is, as usual, method to my madness, but we'll get to that in a bit. Not particularly. Anyway, we have managed to clear away to Vault 3, which is one of the vaults that got taken over by raiders at one point or another. In this case, the Fiends.
What's up? You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you? Okay, then I guess I'll be back at the 188. Maybe digging in some dirt.
And that was not what I intended to say at all, and, well, hell. And Willow is still rightly annoyed, but I think I should be able to fast travel back to the 188 from here.
What's up? Let's go make trouble. See you around.
Okay, because the whole reason why I was trying to get to Vault 3 here is that you're supposed to be able to get some type of comment from Veronica about the Fiends if you get to the vault.
What the fuck are you doing here? You got some kind of fucking death wish, asshole?
And I'm carrying Jet Cycle Never Favors, and I don't deliver to the help.
Final warning, asshole. Get the fuck out of here, or we are gonna waste your ass. If you're fucking carrying, just fucking say so. Yeah, deliver to the boss. Business as usual. Motor runners down in the maintenance wing. Straight through the door behind me, down the hall, down the stairs to the right. We have a con coming through to see the boss. Don't shoot at him.
Okay, so we actually have a clever way of being able to get in here. And I think we actually have to, if memory serves, walk right through the middle of the place.
Prim is gonna be much tougher to push around with that new sheriff down there.
I thought getting to the open area.
Get the fuck out of my
Get our shit
face.
from now that the cons are all buddy-buddy with the NCR.
What's up?
And yeah, I hadn't messed around with this, but you can actually get Veronica to help you with crafting ammo and such.
Am I This is as close as I get until you turn into a leggy brunette. See you around.
At any rate,
Much tougher to push around with that new sheriff down there.
I don't like both, even when they're crowded like this one.
and nobody seems to mind me taking their cram or their stuff, but anyway. Ooh, fresh apple. Yeah, what's supposed to be happening here, and is not happening, is that...
I need... Eat something to take the edge off.
Is that there are certain areas that you're supposed to go to, and Veronica is supposed to get triggered, not, you know, usual way you have to get somebody triggered, but you'll start having a conversation about how the different civilizations in the wasteland are compared to the you know, the Brotherhood of Steel, and this eventually gives you a quest to try and improve her standing with the Brotherhood.
Get the fuck out of my face. Damn, I think get the fuck out of my face.
Done and done. And Vault 3, I thought, was one of the places where
This is a twitchy bunch.
this would happen, but apparently not. I also thought that the Nellis Air Force Base, when you hear Pete tell their history, was one of those places, but for some weird reason it's not triggering. I can't help but wonder if it's because of one of the mods I've got running, or because of Veronica herself being glitched, or something else. But we are close to one of the places where you definitely can get this stuff triggered. And I must confess, I've been avoiding it because it's also one of the places where a lot of stuff for Boone and his quest triggers, and Veronica has a lot more than he does. I think we'll go ahead and finish. Get to the gates of...
Damn it.
Like I said, I was going to suggest we get to the gates of the military base here. and see if I can get to the things that trigger Veronica without potentially screwing up some things with Boone later, because I wanted to do both their quests. And one of the more aggravating things about Fallout New Vegas, I should note, is that it's pretty much impossible to do all of the companion side quests. Some of them are mutually exclusive to one another.
Howdy.
And yeah, got a chem addict here. And a hotel room full of scorpions for some reason. I get the feeling somebody was trying to make some drugs that they shouldn't have been. Either that or they have an even worse roach problem here than one might expect. There's two easily locked rooms, but I think there's one more right here behind the stairs that is in fact completely barricaded. So we'll just go ahead and go with my original plan of going to Camp McCarran, or McCarran, or whatever they call it. Which, curiously enough, the NCR will just let me scroll right into. Of course, I do have a good reputation with them, but... I think I'll just have
Okay, I'll keep myself busy while you're gone.
Willow wait here.
What's up? See you around.
And yeah, entering here is supposed to get Willow to start talking. Well, if this one doesn't, I know we won't be able to do a request.
A little busy at the moment, but I can talk. This? The OSI lab. We don't get many visitors. The smell puts people off, I think. Nobody ever said science would smell clean and fresh. Anyway, you get used to it if you give it some time. I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and you never lose the twang. Drives Hildern crazy. But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Try to optimize the power output from the dam. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but truth be told, they aren't making much progress. Not yet, anyway. You mean give you work? No, that'd be up to the administrator, Hildern. He's back there in his office. Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. Plenty of mercs go in to see him, though.
Mercenaries? What for?
I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the research. Not the details. If you're interested, I'm sure he'd see you. Nice to meet you. If you need anything, I'm almost always in the lab.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
No, it's the first I've heard about it.
No, they wouldn't have briefed you, would they? Probably better that our junior fellows stay within the bounds of their pay grade anyway. Vault 22. Where to begin?
I'm listening.
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
I'd say so.
A realist. We have that in common. A year ago, I'd have said the same. But what if I was to tell you that the wasteland can yield an endless bounty, and that the secret may lie a mere few miles from where we stand? We need only reach out and take it, and for that, I need you.
Scientific discovery is never so simple as that.
Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others, toward a goal, and progress is made. It's a matter of incentives, nothing more. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
All right, I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand?
Don't patronize
Download all
me.
the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Anything else I should know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
I had some other questions.
Oh? What might those be?
What do you think of the NCR's chances against the Legion?
To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Shu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. The more ignorant they are, the more opinions they have.
That's fair.
The Office of Science and Industry. It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the NCR. Our work focuses on practical matters: medicine, engineering, biology. The dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office.
Whatever responsibilities does this office have?
We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't panned out too well from what I hear. There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. But those are just excuses for lack of diligence, I'm sure. Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult it is to provide power to an entire nation. Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1 facility. One of our external contractors recently got the station up and running. His name was something like exceptional or marvelous or... I see. Of course you did. Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant seditious ideas in my head. No. I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have. But I've found some promising leads.
And NCR has a food shortage?
Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive thought. Our studies project an imbalance between production and consumption. Or, for a layman such as yourself, not enough food, too many mouths to feed. Mass starvation in a decade or so. Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course.
In other words, you're taking all the credit while other people are doing all the work.
Yes, goodbye.
I could have sworn I had a package to deliver for him too, but
Did Dr. Hildern...
This really isn't any of my business, but did he give you a job?
Yes, he asked to give me some data from Vault 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
No.
But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and
This
she
is
failed,
a weird look, isn't it?
or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich. Not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc. But I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
And I can go, I'll look for her, I'll try, but no promises. She's on her own.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
And we're kind of running late on time. I don't think I'll get a chance to ask these other questions later, though, so let's go ahead and go for it.
Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them?
Exactly how old is she?
I couldn't get her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs fell, like she'd been there. So I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe
So
more.
she's a ghoul.
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery.
That's fair.
And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually. Head researcher. Mostly on the damn... The director? He's
Seems focused on results, not so much people.
not what you'd call warm. Unless he wants something from you. And most of the time, I focus on the science and try to forget him. He doesn't get mixed up in any actual work, though he tells people... He sure does. Everyone knows it. I've just got... But abandoning Keeley... He crossed... If Hildern tries to recruit any more mercs...
Yeah, and your food here is pretty bad.
It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try... Contreras is a genius. He can find almost any...
And mention followers of the apocalypse.
My father used to say good things about them, but that was years ago. Back when they teach farmers and ranchers about crop rotation and the like. Nowadays, they've changed. They're doing what they can to discredit the NCR. Give us a bad name with the locals. Dr. Hildern trained with them years ago. Not me, though. I'm an OSI girl. Right.
And yeah, all this is supposed to trigger Veronica wanting to talk about some stuff. But it hasn't. So we may not be able to do Veronica's side quest after all. Which is unfortunate, but...
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, well with that done, I think we will go ahead and close this chapter out here. Thanks for bearing with me through the longer section, but next time we will, oh shoot, if I can't do Veronica's quest, I guess we'll grab Boone and start trying to get him along the path of companionship. See you next time.